We're going to talk about mental gender differences that are so marked and noticeable,
Right.
and we should consider them.
hmm
First of all, why do you think that it is important for us to acknowledge and to understand the differences, mental differences?
I think it is so important for us because actually in our society and in this world, we are living with let's say women's and also with men's and women and men's, and we cannot ignore them, and we should know their character even a bit, and it could be very helpful for us to have a good relationship with each other.
Yes, very good. Humans are made of just two sexes or genders, men and women. So
Yeah,
half of the population are men and the other half are women. So we need to get to know each other in order to live peacefully.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and I think actually it's very important for those who want to start a relationship and to be engaged,
hmm
and
Yeah,
men and women who want to get married, for example. It's very important for them to know the general blueprint, or let's say characteristics of the opposite sex, in order
exactly. You're right.
to have a happier and better relationship, as you said.
Right.
Okay, so please, let's go on one by one. What is the difference that you would like to share with me
hmm
here? Yes.
Okay, let's talk about brain size. As I know, the male brain
Mm-hmm.
is typically about 10% larger than the female brain.
Great point. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, yeah, although the extra, let's say, mass does
Mm-hmm.
give males more processing power,
Mm-hmm.
this doesn't make men more intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
However, actually, I think many of men think that they are more intelligent than female. This is not true.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, men's brains are larger, just a little, but it's not fair to say that size is the most important criterion, because
Mm-hmm.
elephants have brains that are larger than ours.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
to be honest, but are they more intelligent than us? No.
No, no,
No, so
this is
size
not
is not,
true.
as I said, the main characteristic.
Yeah.
Um, you, you already said that said something about the information processing ability, and this is somehow typical of men, and also the ability to focus, to
Mm-hmm.
stay focused and to have more attention. It is more or less intense in men,
Mm-hmm.
because they are single-minded. Men
Exactly.
are single-minded, and they just want to focus on something at a time, and not,
Yeah.
for example, just sharing their attention with so many tasks. um, Conversely, women are
Mm-hmm.
more, let's say, multiple minded, or not single
Exactly.
minded. They can do
Yeah,
many things at the same time. Yes.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And about brain hemispheres,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, many men are sharply left brain dominant,
Mm-hmm. Right.
while women tend to be more evenly balanced between left and right brain processing.
Very
Is it
good.
right?
Yes. Yes, that's correct. That's why men are more logical, because left brain is in charge of rational thinking and logical and mathematical
Mm-hmm.
processing, and that's why men are better mathematicians. you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
And right brain is in charge of emotion. That's why women are more emotional, because
Exactly.
actually they can use the right hemisphere better than men do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, they have better emotional intelligence, as I know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And emotional intelligence is composed of at least 5 or 6 elements.
Mm-hmm.
But the women are more emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say not emotional intelligence, because
Right.
emotional intelligence means self motivation, self knowledge, impulse control, people skills. It's not just one single idea.
Exactly. Right. And the
Hmm.
one thing that's I really actually interested in, I want
Hmm.
to mention, is that
Hmm.
it's about language.
Hmm.
I don't know, do you know or not? So
Yes.
women often excel at
Yes.
language-based tasks for, as I know, two reasons. I
Hmm.
think I think two brain areas that
Yes.
deal with language are larger in females. Am I right?
Uh, about lateralization, something that you
Mm-hmm.
said, and the basic parts of the brain that are in charge of language learning. Uh, language learning organs of the brain are localized or
Mm-hmm.
lateralized in the left hemisphere. You know,
Right.
language is just processed by the left hemisphere of the brain. So why is it the case that women are better language learners? There are some theories about that. One of them is that there is a layer, or let's say a layer of axons between the
Mm-hmm.
two hemispheres, and this is called
Right.
corpus callosum. And that corpus
Okay.
callosum is thicker in women.
Okay.
Because
Right.
of that, the two hemispheres in women are more connected to each other in comparison to men's two
Mm-hmm. Man.
hemispheres. And therefore, they
Right.
can use both of their hemispheres simultaneously at a very high quality in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to men. Therefore, they can just process information from one hemisphere to the other and the other way around. And this is a very great, let's say, instrument or
Yeah.
privilege for women in order to process the information verbally or linguistically. That's why women
Right.
are better language learners, and yeah, and
Interesting.
they can use their emotion, better
Mm-hmm.
than men, you know, and they are multiple minded. It means that they can think about many different things at the same time, and this is very very good for language processing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
this
And
is.
another good point that I want to mention is about stress.
Mm-hmm.
As I know, actually, when faced with stressful situations,
Mm-hmm.
men usually employ, let's say, fight or fight tactics. Am I
Fight or
right?
flight.
Fight or flight, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, while women use tend or befriend response, that is, I think
Mm-hmm.
that is a good difference between men and women.
Mm-hmm.
When I was searching about this issue
Mm-hmm.
on internet, I found this statement. Is
Yeah,
it
I
right?
really, that's right, that's correct there. I really admire you because you go through a lot of research and investigation. This is the
Thank
beauty
you.
of this activity. Yeah, that's correct. When it comes to controlling and handling stress, men tend to take that strategy, fight or flight, and also there is another part that has recently been added. This is freeze, fight or flight or freeze. Sometimes we do
Right.
not fight nor flight, but we just stay motionless. This is freeze.
Right.
um, yeah, but as far as I know, men are better stress controllers because when you in, let's say, confrontation with the stress, you need to be logical and some in order to find some solutions, practical solutions.
Mm-hmm.
But I think men are, let's say, women are happier because they are more sociable people,
Yeah,
and they are more extroverted.
right.
Women are
More
more
intro.
extroverted, yes.
Yeah.
And because of that, they spend so much time socializing with others, or let's say more time, and they tend to be happier people, in comparison to men. Men
Right.
tend to spend so much time actually in isolation sometimes, and they,
Mm-hmm.
for example, they just put themselves in a vacant room or empty room without any person, and they think, and I had this quality, and I noticed that, well, I'm not the only man, there are many
Yeah.
people, many boys, many men who share the
Exactly.
same attributes.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
That's correct. And is there anything else you want to share with me?
uh, yes, there are. Do you have any other point to add?
No, I don't have anything else.
Hmm. uh, as a matter of fact, there are many, many other factors about the dividing line between men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, women actually can excel
Mm-hmm.
in just face recognition because they use their right hemisphere
Right.
more resourcefully than men, and therefore but they can just face recognition is a task that is handled in the right hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
And also as I said, men are better mathematicians and also musicians because music is just processed with the left hemisphere.
Left hemisphere,
And
right.
yes, you have seen so many musicians, but almost 90% of them are men,
Men, yeah.
not women. Beethoven, Mozart, and many Yanni, and many, many musicians. But you can barely mention some feminine musicians. There are
Yeah.
many of them, but in comparison to men, they are
Yeah.
in minority.
Exactly.
And uh, because of some, as a matter of fact, differences between men and women in terms of, let's say, information processing, uh, there are some jobs that are more suitable for men, and there are some jobs that are more suitable for women. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important
Right.
to acknowledge those differences in order to just get a good job.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah. And there are many, many other points, and I can
Mm-hmm.
just talk about them, but I think it is beyond the time of and patience of this
Mm-hmm.
session.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for
Thank you so
this
much.
negotiation. And